Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of My Best Friend the Weeb.
Hi, guys.
Hello. So I'm here. I'm Deola, and with me is
Kosy.
So Kosy, what are we talking about today?
JJK. Oh my God. This is the long-awaited Jujutsu Kaisen episode.
Yes. So we're going to go into one of the hypest, one of the most, I think it was one of the most popular shows.
One of the most popular shows. Shonen shows.
One of the most popular shonen shows in existence, and that is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen by now, I mean...
Why? You need to come into the comment section and actually explain yourself, because I want to know why. My aunt that doesn't watch anime watched JJK because that was the first thing I introduced her to.
Damn.
And she loved it so much. So
I do think... You know what? I see how JJK would be sort of a good starter anime because it introduces you to shonen.
Yeah.
Introduces you to the whole special person that has special powers.
Yeah.
But I will say, the one thing about JJK that to me doesn't make it friendly enough or like beginner friendly.
Because of the killings?
The killings. And it's a bit more intense.
That is
the power system as well.
Because my aunt loves horror movies. She loves the intense, thrilling things. Yeah. So it was right up her alley. Just like
so the one thing I will say about JJK that I don't think is good for beginners is the power system. It's a bit complicated, especially like if you're trying to explain. Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to explain Gojo's infinity, it's like, okay, he has a barrier around him, which means nothing can touch him. But like, there's just so many. Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, it is a lot if you're one of those people who come into the anime to try and understand how their powers work. But if you're just watching,
isn't that the point?
Fine guy snapped his finger and suddenly there's a huge explosion. You don't need to know the technique behind that. You just kind of understand he's powerful.
I disagree. I mean, if I'm watching a show and your show is based on a very convoluted power system, it will give me some, I wouldn't say hesitation, but I'm just like, okay, so what exactly can you do or what exactly can't you do? I love shows with like a well-defined power system and shows that like tell you that, okay, this is what this power can do, this is what this power cannot do.
I think...
And Jujutsu Kaisen does do that, but everything is a bit more complicated. It's just complicated. And there's math involved. And me, I'm math, so I'm not friendly.
I don't even think it's just the power systems, to be honest. I think the entire show had a rather complex plot. Like, sometimes it might take you watching it twice to really grab what is going on from the beginning to the end. Because it was like when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh, so that's really what's happening. The first time I was caught up in all of the activities.
Also, I think season 1 is much more easier to digest than season 2. Actually, wait,
it's not.
I think
the problem is there was a gap. So you have to go back and watch the first season to fully understand, pick up on the second season.
I think season 1, I'm taking my statement back. I think season 1 is, actually I'm not taking my statement back. I think season 1 is more standard shonen show. It's a standard shonen show. Season 2 became a little horror, a little bit of thriller.
I think everything was there even in season 1 because we saw that boy get killed. Okay, before we get let's actually tell you about the plot of JJK.
If you haven't watched JJK and you need us to tell you the plot, then I don't know what it is. But basically,
let's jog their memories.
Essentially, JJK is about Itadori, who I'm going to just give the plot of the first episode. We have Itadori. He's strong, super strong.
Yeah, super strength for some reason. Than the average
it's
teenager.
It's so crazy. Itadori is just I'm a strong guy just from birth. Just like that. And he goes to visit his dying grandfather. Yes.
Yeah.
And his grandfather tells him that you should use your powers for good to help people so that when you're dying, you're not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
So Itadori takes that seriously. And then there's a curse club or there's an occult club that takes one of Sukuna's fingers.
Yeah.
Hey, baby daddy.
Oh, please.
Takes one of Sukuna's fingers.
Here's what happens. So, Itadori had to join a club in school so that he can have one of the laziest clubs, one of the clubs that required the least commitment so that he could have time to visit his dying grandfather, right?
And that was the occult club.
So he found Sukuna's finger. Sukuna is the big, bad, biggest, baddest.
He's also, my bad baby daddy.
Exactly. I think we just made music right there.
But bad baddie.
Yeah. But anyway, so here's what happened. I think the thing I like about JJK is that a lot of things are happening at the same time. So on the other side, you have these people called the Jujutsu sorcerers, and they are looking for Sukuna's finger because for some reason it's getting weak, and they have to, reinstigate. Just redo the course that is all over the finger, right?
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, exactly. Then Itadori happens to find this finger. I don't even know how. Again,
He
found it in his school.
He found it
in a mailbox or something.
Was it in the mailbox or was it the occult club that gave it to him?
He found it and gave it to them.
Yes.
Then they were going to open it, but
and then
they
were going to open it
there.
at school.
Yeah.
And then why did he end up at school?
Yeah, because they were opening it that night, but he had to go and see his granddad, and that was the time his granddad died.
His granddad died. He went back to the school.
Yeah,
and then
he went back to the school because what's the name? Fushijuro, one of the Jujutsu sorcerer guy, the one that controls the shadow, one that creates creatures from shadow technique, whatever. Yeah, but anyway, that guy came to the hospital to see him and was like, "Where's the finger?" Because he traced the energy.
Oh yes, and he was like, "It's at the school." So when they got to the school. Anyway, the point is that this Sukuna finger, Itadori decides to chomp on it and eat it.
Because it attracts other course spirits. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen, we should even explain the powers.
See what I mean?
Like we should stop explaining the powers.
This is what you mean. No, we're explaining the plot. But now you said we should introduce the power system. Let's get through the plot. Because the power system is...
you have to explain what course energy is now.
We'll get
and
there.
What course spirits are. Because these things happen to appear at that school.
Exactly. So we'll get there. So
go on. Take
because of Sukuna's finger... is a very powerful finger. Yeah. That's so funny to me.
It generates course energy, which is like negative energy that is generated from humans who have negative thoughts. And this energy eventually births course spirits, right? So Sukuna's finger is super powerful and it attracts these course spirits to the school. And
because if you eat it, if you consume it, it makes you powerful, basically.
And so they're about to kill his friends.
Yes, so they're about to kill the occult member. I think they did kill. Did they kill them? No, they did.
I think they injured one badly, and the girl
there was a
escaped.
spirit that was attracted to Sukuna's finger.
Yeah,
went there. They had a whole battle, and then Itadori realizes that I actually cannot battle fight this
thing.
So I'm just gonna
swallow the finger.
Chomps it.
Yeah.
And okay, so he chomps the finger. Obviously, he becomes more powerful. Now Sukuna is within him. He has the power of Sukuna.
Yeah.
And in the end, he was able to defeat that guy. And then Gojo shows up, cue all the fangirls.
Oh my God. Gojo
so I'm just gonna tell you.
Sorry.
So me and Kosy both have crushes in this show, but they're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Because Kosy has a crush on Gojo. I have a crush on Sukuna and Nanami.
Yeah. Gojo has white hair and darling blue eyes, man. And he's super powerful. He has unlimited course energy.
Yeah, because Gojo is broken, basically. And broken in the sense in that his power, his powers are just they're too powerful. He
says what about Sukuna? What exactly is that? What's going on there?
Sukuna is the king of curses. That one already we knew there has to be a big bad.
So yeah, he's the king of
he's
the
courses. Big bad.
Now Gojo, they have the big good that actually has unlimited course energy, so he can use as many techniques as he wants without running out of course energy.
And they could seal him in a box so easily.
It wasn't easily. Oh my God! Did you see what he went through? Okay. Which other Jujutsu sorcerer can go through that?
We're jumping ahead.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
So basically, when Itadori eats the finger, the Jujutsu society is like,
Sukuna's about to be reborn.
Yeah, because
off with his head.
So they want to kill Itadori, but Itadori is Gojo is like, no, don't kill Itadori. Let him eat all the fingers.
Then we can kill him.
Yeah, exactly. That was the interesting thing. In the end, you're going to die, but not anytime soon.
Killing.
Yeah. So season 1 of JJK is basically the story of Itadori going to this new school for Jujutsu sorcerers, meeting up with the gang, Nobara, Fuji, the guy Fujishiro, going on missions. Fushiguro. Going on missions, and then so in the beginning, in the first half of season 1, it was going on missions and understanding his
dangerous
power.
missions, actually.
And then the second half is when
they introduced the main antagonist cast.
Is it Mahito?
No, it was
Mahito.
The entire group. There was Mahito, the volcano head guy,
the
the plant guy.
Yeah, Hanami. It's a babe actually.
But that's a babe.
It's Hana babe.
Okay, see.
The flower babe.
They have,
Hanami
like,
or Hanabi?
Whatever
Hanabi begins with
they
H.
are super. The S grade course spirits. If you watch anime, you know S grade means like super powerful. The big ones,
the big bads.
These ones they think like human beings. They're strategic. They actually have a consciousness, unlike the lower level course spirits.
Yep.
So these guys actually want to get rid of all humans and make cursed spirits the dominant creature. But there's a lot of shady things going on even within their
within
group.
that,
Like,
yeah.
Exactly, but we don't want to go into details. But
Yeah, so
these guys are now planning
second
how
half,
they can.
Yeah, they're planning how they want to like. Yeah, and that's where I'm going into the second half
Yeah.
of season 2. Season 1.
Season
Second
one.
half of season 1 is really them introducing the main baddie.
Yeah.
And then we meet. And this is where one of my favorite things about JJK happens is that they're not afraid to use characters as like fodder for the story. Like
Yeah.
they're not afraid to
can
kill
be killed,
people.
yeah.
You can be killed in this show and they don't really give two
But
fucks.
to be fair, the people that did die, I did not bond with them. So even as
No,
they died,
I felt
was like,
bad. No, I felt
oh, well.
bad for so this moment in season 1 where Itadori's friend who first his mother dies.
Yes, I
that
felt
to
bad
me
for
was
him.
really I felt bad.
So,
and then
essentially
when
he was a kid.
when Mahito, and which is what makes like Mahito like one of the biggest villains, and I
Yeah.
think like a really popular villain is that Mahito doesn't give two fucks about anything.
Literally.
And the way he killed Itadori's friend in front of him was just like
And to think that
that's crazy.
everything was intentional. Like that
Yes.
was intentional because
Yeah.
they wanted Itadori to like
to
bring out
Sukuna.
It was just mean
Itadori
and
was like, I'm not gonna bring
dark.
out Sukuna for anything, but it didn't really matter
because Sukuna was like,
I'm game.
no. That was even why. That was not why Sukuna came out then. Sukuna was like, no, he's not going to come out to save this guy.
Oh, actually, I think the first time they deal with like Sukuna is I think I remember they like the guy wanted to touch Sukuna.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, and Sukuna was
Mahito.
like,
yeah.
are you crazy? Are you mad? How dare you touch my soul?
This is really why
Sukuna,
I like
baby
JJK.
daddy.
Oh my goodness, please leave us with this Sukuna. But anyway, the reason why I like JJK is because each character has a unique story and they're actually very interesting. For example, we've been talking about Mahito. Mahito is a course energy born from the hatred human beings have for each other. And this guy is a maniac. He does everything with childlike
A
enthusiasm.
smile.
Like he just wants to have
He's
fun.
evil.
He's experimenting.
He's a demon.
And guess what? He's a young curse. He's just a baby curse.
That's
he hasn't
crazy.
lived that long.
That's
and yet
absolutely
he's that
crazy.
malicious. Most of the deaths in JJK were all caused by
him.
Mahito. The
Mahito.
painful ones were all him. And his ability, he can change the shape of your soul. So he touches you and then you
that's
turn into a monster that he can
He can.
control.
Oh my god! And now we
Dangerous.
get into season 2. Now, if you didn't know about JJK, you can't say you didn't know about JJK, especially when season 2 was airing because it was everywhere. The Shibuya incident, the other part
that
of
was like
season
a mass
2, which was
massacre.
the throwback arc where we went and saw
Gojo when he was young and how everything
that was nice
started
and
with
cute
Geto.
and fun. But Shibuya arc, whew, everything happened in one fucking night, and that was
Yeah.
to me crazy.
October 31st.
Yes, October 31st. So season 1, if season 1 was an intro to JJK, to the characters,
Yeah.
to the world, season 2 was, okay, shit is about to get real.
And the funny thing is that the underlying mission from everything, from the beginning to the end, was to seal Gojo, to get rid of the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer,
Yeah.
so that all shit can,
Yeah.
let loose.
So plot of season 2, and sorry, we're gonna go into spoilers. We should have actually said this at the top of the episode that we're gonna be like really heavy into spoilers.
Yeah, sorry guys.
But season 2 happens all on Halloween.
Yeah.
And I have never seen such amazing fight choreography in my entire anime life. Like JJK season 2.
Yeah.
If you didn't care for the plot, that's great. If you didn't care for the characters, that's
Just
great.
be here for the
But
fight.
the fights, look, I know there's like Mappa and the word going around that Mappa really mistreats their animators, but fam, every
don't know how they
episode
still
was
do
a
it.
banger, back to back to back. Like, oh my god! Number one, Mappa animators. You can tell me if you're horny. You made those boys. Those boys are too hot.
Oh,
Todo. Like I'm gonna because I saw on Twitter when they were like comparing like the animation and the manga,
yeah.
and like you know the scene where he lifts his shirt off.
Yeah.
Up. I said off. Up. in the manga, he's not that defined, but in the anime, abs and bricks. And I'm just like, ah. And also there was a scene where Toji, and Toji is a character that I cannot even go into right now because his story is long.
Oh, yeah.
There's a scene where Toji like sticks out his tongue. His dad.
Yeah.
There's a point where Toji sticks out his tongue and he's like looking down, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what?
Oh my God, calm down.
What's going on here? Why am I feeling things?
Why do you like only the bad guys?
Because they're hot.
They're hot good guys.
No. But all the is it Todo? Is Todo the one that claps with the hair, with the puffs? With the puff? No, not that guy.
Todo is the one that Itadori's best friend now.
Not Itadori's best friend. The guy. One? Oh, by the way, I need to go back to season 1 to mention this. I really like the friendship between Itadori and Tojo. Todo or Toji. The guy that Sha likes an idol. Yeah. I can't say his name well. Yeah. I really like their friendship, and I really like my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of that show is of season 1 is like, what kind of woman do you like?
Oh yeah, that question.
That was so funny. I was like, what kind of woman do you like?
Maybe we should just give them a little bit of context to how this came about. So Todo is a Jujutsu sorcerer from the
other school.
I think it was Kyoto school.
Is it
Tokyo
Kyoto?
School. Another city in Japan. They came for a competition that ended up turning into them trying to kill Itadori because of some political shit going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of politics going on because the other sorcerers or the other like higher rank sorcerers didn't think that Itadori should live because of Sukuna. So they decided to use like the other school competition to kind of take him out.
The principal of the other school was actually one of the higher ups that did not want Itadori to live. Yeah. So he wanted his students to off with his head at some point during that competition. But anyway, that's where we get introduced to Todo, who is like a super muscular guy who... This is his first impression of you. Who do you like? Like, what kind of women do you like? No, it's not like, what kind of woman is your type? Exactly.
And then when he asked, and he's like, I like a tall woman, which, back to, like, I like a tall woman with a nice big ass. But in the show, they say Jennifer Lawrence. Now, I love this because I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan. Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion got the voice actor. So the voice actor, the English voice actor, actually redid it in English on... He redid it on TikTok and said Megan Thee Stallion because like everybody, like I remember when that episode aired and everybody was like, are you sure you're not talking about Megan Thee Stallion? Because I think the celebrity that was mentioned was Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. And everybody was like, I think you're talking about Megan Thee Stallion. So the voice actor went back and did it on TikTok and people were using it. And then she, for her album, for her album where she did a song, can you imagine? Megan Thee Stallion did a whole song dedicated to JJK.
I know, right?
I swear to you. Megan Thee Stallion, if you ever hear this, please... Please, I'd love to talk to you. But yeah, did an entire song dedicated to JJK and used the TikTok of the guy saying like, I like a tall woman with a nice big ass. Just saying like Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion. I won't lie, that thing itches a really nice part of my brain.
It's just nice because she went all out for that album.
She went all out for the album. She went all out for that song. Yeah. All the mentions, and I know we're kind of going off topic, but one thing about it about JJK that Megan Thee Stallion kind of captured on the song is that JJK is really inspired by Naruto. Yeah. And on that song, she uses references to Naruto and JJK, which I think is like such a sick combo that actually, she recognized that.
Actually, I mean, anyone who watches JJK, who has watched Naruto, would see the similarities. There were just so many. The whole thing going on with... The three of them. So one Sakura, what's his name? Even from Gojo's group, like before we even have Itadori's group, we have Itadori, Fushiguro, and then the babe with the nails and hammer. So that's like the three.
Nobara. Oh, my babe. I love Nobara.
Babe. Anyway. Sorry for
We'll go back to season 2 and how sad season 2 is actually. Yeah. Season 2 is actually really sad.
Yeah, but having those 3 individuals, 2 guys and a girl on a team is very similar to how we had 3 individuals in Team 7 in the Naruto system. Then you have that guy Mekamaru. He's pretty much like hooked up to wires. He can't really do anything, but he can control puppets. And then we see someone like Pain in Naruto who is also
same thing?
He was hooked up to wires. He couldn't do anything with his physical body, but he could control puppets.
Interesting.
It had a lot of similarities, which I absolutely loved.
That's really cool.
Who are your favorite characters in JJK?
Oh my God. So some of my favorite characters in JJK, there are plenty, I will not lie. I have crushes on many of them. My favorite characters. So some of my favorite characters from JJK. I'm gonna start with my crushes.
Yeah.
Nanami and Sukuna. I have crushes on both of them because they both are the working man that I know will provide for me.
I don't even understand how you think Sukuna is a working man that will provide for you. Like,
okay, so
Nanami, I get. So
Sukuna isn't a working man. Sukuna is just a bad boy, and I just want him to teach me bad things. That's all. But
if he chooses not to kill you,
I think it's the thing between life and death. Like, please don't kill me, please. But Nanami, my crush on Nanami, is really big because one, working guy. Two, he's hot. He's a hot guy. Number three, I like his powers. I like the way he dresses. I like the branding, the car. Like, I just like everything about Nanami, and those his glasses when he does this. I love it so much.
It's so nice how girls have like different tastes in guys. Because I see no attraction to the man. I cannot lie.
It's fine. It's fine. Other characters I like. So I've said Nanami. I've said Sukuna. I really love Nobara's character. I'm sad that we didn't get enough of Nobara's like backstory until the very end of season 2 when she was, spoiler alert, dead, which upset me because I don't like when you do flashbacks
when they're dying.
When you're dying. I mean, if you watch anime enough, you know that by the time you see the flashback, you're like, okay,
this person is gone.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Great. But I would have really preferred it if we got more of her background and more of like her story.
Honest, I don't think they allowed us to connect properly with her. The character.
Yeah, I think with Nobara's death in JJK, I think that was not handled as well. And that was like one of my like that's one criticism I'll say of the show. Like Nobara's death, in my opinion, wasn't handled properly.
Maybe she's not dead.
There's a rumor that she's not dead because I remember at the end they were like, oh, there's like 0 point something percent, but like to me, she's gone. To me, another favorite character of mine, Toji.
I like Toji.
The guy.
No, that's Toad. I think that's Todo.
That's
like Toji, Fushiguro's father.
No, not him. He's a nice character, but he's not my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the guy that wears purple and has like the buns in his hair and he claps and he does
Todo
blood.
now.
That's Todo?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you sure?
The buff guy.
No, that's different. They're two. So there's the guy that
that claps that Itadori switches with his best friend.
So that's different. There's a different.
So the guy that claps.
The guy that Itadori fought with in the bathroom that he does blood magic or blood something. Okay. So he claps, well, he doesn't clap like the way Todo claps. He does like a thing like this with the lines.
Brothers, okay.
I like his character. Cool. There's something about him that I really like. A little psychotic.
Yes. I was gonna say he looks like he's dealing with traumatic experiences.
I think it's like I can fix him. I think. I'm just like, oh, let me hug you.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just give you a hug. But yeah, those are some of my favorite characters. Who are some of your favorite characters?
He's actually half like coarse energy, half human. Of course, Gojo, number 1 on the list.
I know I'm about to anger many a fangirl, but I feel like the characterization of Gojo, the fun, happy-go-lucky, ultra-powerful guy, I've seen that character so many times, so I'm over it at this point.
That's fine. You guys can keep dishing that to me. I will eat it up.
At some point, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I already have my guys.
They found the right combination. They gave him white hair. White-haired guys are mostly very serious or they're always powerful, but then they don't give us enough, right? Then you have blue eyes, and then he's now super powerful. Then he's now nice. He's now like, we can tell that he is being the cheerful person because they are in a very depressing line of work, right? He's literally the one that kept his best friend from going off
the rails.
Yeah. So the reason why Geto became evil is because they took away the one ray of sunshine that was next to him. Because that's actually why it happened. Because they used to be going on missions together.
Yeah.
And that made it bearable. But the minute they took Gojo out of this thing, Gojo started going on missions on his own because he discovered that reverse course energy to heal himself. So he didn't need a team anymore. And then Geto had to start going on his own. I know Geto's powers, like he swallows course energy or course spirit so that he can have like a lot of them in his arsenal. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like he kept like cursed animals or like cursed.
Oh no, he swallows course spirits and he describes it as a dirty rag. So it's not the fun experience, right? And then when they showed us the backstory why Geto finally snapped, it was because the girl that they were trying to save, she was supposed to merge with Chenjen. Please go and watch JJK if you want to understand what we're talking about. We can't
because
keep going into
just
the
went
plot.
deep into depth.
But anyway,
the reason why he turned evil is not because of that. I mean, there was that, but like a spirit took over his brain, right?
Before that, it was Gojo had to kill him. Gojo ended up killing him because he started killing human beings. Before, he wanted to save humans, right? But then things changed after they kidnapped. He found out that the people who paid this guy Toji Fujiguro. Why is his name so hard to pronounce?
Look, Japanese names are hard. Japanese names are hard.
The guy who paid Fushiguro's dad, right, to kill the girl, they were normal human beings. So he was like, are these the people who he's trying to save when they are even the reason we have cost energy in the first place? So that mental switch now made him decide, you know what, I'm just going to kill all human beings. So that then
I don't remember this part, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah. Then Gojo now had to kill him.
I don't remember this. I don't remember. The last scene I remember of Gojo and Geto.
This was still in the flashback.
Yeah, the last scene I remember was them walking away in the front of the KFC or the McDonald's. That's the last thing I remember.
No. There was another fight, and then I know Gojo killed him in something that looked like an alley or something. I can't remember how it happened, but I'm very sure Gojo killed him. Okay. Which is why Gojo was shocked in the end when he saw him, because he's like, you're meant to be dead. So it was that 1 minute that he was shocked.
Maybe I didn't pay attention there. But I do remember like the last scene I remember of both of them and the breakup of their relationship was when they broke up in front of that place. But yeah, season 2 of JJK takes it from... If you were already like on the show because you love the action and everything, season 2 just takes it to another level. Yeah. Amazing fight choreography. Yeah. Also the story of the way when Sukuna took over Itadori, did all those terrible things. And then as soon as Sukuna leaves and Itadori comes back, the animation of Itadori going from like evil smile to I can't believe I'm a horrible monster. Yeah. And then also Gege Akutumi, who is the writer of JJK. I don't know what Itadori has done to you, but you're making this boy suffer.
Why are you Well, I guess they're
suffer and traumatized.
Trust me, he has not experienced as much suffering as the guy from ReZero. That guy needs an award for King of Suffer. I don't suffer finish.
But like him. So after he deals with this whole Sukuna taking over his body thing, and Sukuna, by the way, decimates a whole town.
Yes.
A whole town, an empty crater.
Died October 31st.
Yes. So after that, you now had to deal with him dealing with Mahito for Nanami and then dealing with Mahito again for Nobara. And one thing I don't like about season 2 is the fact that my boy Itadori could not kill Mahito. Yeah. I wish.
That was so painful.
It was so painful to me.
Frustrate you.
Mahito frustrated me watching it. I'm pretty sure frustrated the animators. I wanted him to die so bad. I wanted him to die so bad. For him to just get eaten up by Geto just so...
so easily.
I don't think that was he deserved a worse death. He deserved a death like no other.
I swear. But do you know the funny thing?
What?
We're just like at the brink of something ridiculous, because there are key things they left us in season 2 that has not been shown, that has not been used. That's just the key elements. For example, the contract between Itadori and Sukuna, he has not used that yet.
What was that contract again?
That when he says one thing, was it expansion, that he'll control Itadori's body for 1 minute alone.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't know what Sukuna has planned, but we know that that's very, very vital.
That 1 minute is very vital, yeah.
Then at the end, Geto swallowed Mahito intentionally and then released millions of course spirits.
The end of season 2 was so like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I mean, because humans didn't even know course spirits existed, but now they know.
Because I mean, the reason why, not Geto, Kenjaku, the guy that took over Ken.
Yeah, someone took over Geto's body. So mad science.
So actually, if you think about it, the plot of JJK is this cursed demon or energy trying to unite all the curses in Japan so that Japan would be an amazing technological demon something.
I think because the scientist he's human, but he wants some kind of human evolution, and he believes that a mixture between Kos spirit energy and humanity is the way to go. So he's forcing evolution.
So
by
number one, this guy has
people.
been alive for thousands of years. He's been jumping from body to body. He's been up to some crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
So he took over Ghetto's body, and now he has released spirits into the world.
Yeah.
And now human beings, and now he has released spirits into the world, and then he has now unlocked cursed energy in people.
Yes.
So now everyone can be a sorcerer. If
so
you
it's survival
want to,
of the fittest.
It's not the survival of the fittest. You now have you're not fighting against. See, everybody's fighting against everybody, and it's crazy.
He's literally forcing the evolution of humanity.
So that's what they did on the villain side, but on the rest side, they now said Gojo is now
in prison. The strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. My baby has been in prison, and we should go and watch that fight.
And if you try to free him, you're a fugitive.
Yeah,
there's that.
Yes,
and then
because the Jujutsu sorcerer people, the higher ups, they turned against Gojo.
And then they said Itadori should be killed.
Yes,
immediately.
How is he even surviving?
I don't know. But it's really crazy how JJK is this amazing mix of shonen action.
Yeah,
to me,
thriller,
a bit of body horror,
even
a bit of not even a bit, a lot of parts of horror. Because I can't imagine having someone that is changing your soul, touching your body, just like
it's just a lot.
Just a lot.
It's intense.
It's a lot.
It is a great show. It is definitely worth watching. It's worth the hype. And just take your time and listen and watch to understand the plot, because the plot is actually pretty impressive as well. So it's not just the animation, but the plot is also pretty good.
Before we sign off, because we're nearing the end of our episode, what is one thing about JJK, apart from what we've said, is the reason why you're like excited for season 3? You're like, okay, I can't wait.
I was going to say Gojo, but I heard he dies. So right now I'm just watching to see how it ends.
If there's anything I know about JJK, I know it's against my will because people don't care about spoilers on the internet.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how the readers of JJK don't care about spoilers, but every other show they really care.
They do.
Like Attack on Titan, like up or no, like the manga was out for a while and there was like a huge break between season 1 and season 2. You hardly saw any spoilers. But JJK, they don't give two fucks. They won't spoil it. They'll post the scan right there. They'll do a whole thread. They'll be like, this is the reason why this not.
So what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing how they actually like wrap everything up. Because with all these new cursed energy, new sorcerers, new spirits, I'm also interested to see how Itadori is going to get himself out of this. Because Itadori is in a very precarious situation. They want to kill him, but he wants to rescue Gojo. And he knows rescuing Gojo will put him in trouble. But he's already in trouble, so he might as well. So like, there's just a lot. I'm just interested to see how Itadori gets himself out of this.
They left us with that cliffhanger at the end. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so that brings us to the end of our Jujutsu Kaisen episode, guys.
How many times have you watched the show?
I think I've watched it twice.
Yeah, same here.
I watched it twice.
Yeah.
So guys, if you liked this episode and if you liked all the things we talked about, and if you didn't like it, please let us know. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Instagram. You can come and argue with us in the comment section.
Yeah, we
are
that.
down for that. Please follow us on our social media networks. I am Deola.
I'm Kosy.
And
this is
my best friend, the Weep. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.